Ben Beaton here. We're looking at one of the works that I created from my artist residency at Fowlers Gap. At the midsection we can see a bit of Australia in here. We can see the Tasman line, this line running across here. This is South Australia in here, and Victor Harbour, although it didn't exist at the time. What this is depicting, these bits and pieces, although it's got a lot of artistic license, I took elements from a map of Rodinia. Rodinia is a continent that's believed to have existed about 1,100 to 750 million years ago. A supercontinent, much older than Pangaea, but similar to Pangaea, where all the continents were joined together. And during my residency at Fowlers Gap, I was in this little house. There was virtually nobody around for miles, and it's in arid zone New South Wales, so I got a real zen type of feel to it. And of course it was an overlapping. When you're interested in geology, you're seeing these different rocks. All the different rocks have got different stories. Of course I was at a place as well which at a different point in time during the Cretaceous would have been covered by an inland sea. So up here you've got that reference point of the ichthyosaur in the inland sea of Australia. And down here again in the Ordovician period, this is long before the time of the dinosaurs, when complex life was really starting to happen after the Cambrian explosion of 545 million years. The following period after the Cambrian is the Ordovician, and during that time there was a seaway, if I'm pronouncing it correctly it's Lapentine seaway running through Australia at that time. And down here you can see this is a landscape from that Broken Hill Fowlers Gap region, and I'd altered it. So what I was doing was, there'd been glacial periods that have come through Australia, and I believe that was first suggested by Sir Henry Lawson. He was a geologist, South Australia. He did a lot of work in Antarctica, and he noticed all of these small pebbles out in the Broken Hill region, and this is the kind of thing that's produced when glaciers move across a landscape. So he suggested that there was actually a glacial event, and that's been proven to have existed. So I created an image based on that there. In here you can see some small notes, diagrams of a series of mesas. This flat top type mountains, and basically you find them often in a sequence, in a line. So you've got that mountain that's got a very flat top to it, and when I was with a geologist out there, he pointed out that actually frequently what that is say a river is running through a landscape. You've got mud and silt that come into the river and they float down to the bottom of the river, and that becomes the hardest rock in the landscape. The river dries up, the whole landscape erodes around it, but this very hard rock at the bottom of these rivers is the last thing to erode away. So the bottom of the river becomes the top of the mountain. So you get this sequence of these type of mesa type mountains, and that's like a join the dots, and you can follow this ancient river across the landscape. And within that as well, I've created a lot of the drawings and my notes from the Fowlers Gap region, also some satellite images as well. So this is one of those works from my time in Fowlers Gap, and you can see it in my Fowlers Gap residency. My website's getabstractwallart.com. It's in the limited edition prints artist residency section, and also you could see it at benbeaton.com.au. Thanks.